Going for a back-to-back Jack video here on a Sunday. Got lots of time and lots of stuff rolling through the brain that I want to get out there that someone might relate to, right? First and foremost, thanks so much, guys, for all that you do for my channel. I mean, a lot of you send donations, and that's incredible, you know. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me wanting to bring content to you. You know, you guys are showing the love, you know, and all of us creators need that, you know. So, you know, early on in the journey, it seemed I cared so much about what other people thought about what I was buying or my system or my sound and stuff like that. And, you know, there's a saying that you hear all the time, and it's a really good one, right? But it may take years for you to finally accept that it's okay to trust your own ears, right? Regardless of what is on in the publications, regardless of what's being said online about the component, you have to take that all with a grain of salt, including what I say, right? If I'm going to recommend something, I'm going to be really, really careful with that. Like whatever it may be, has had to prove itself in my room to me for years. Sometimes it can take up to a month to even know what you have, till you're finally settled, your brain is settled, and you're able to understand what it is that you own, what this piece is actually doing in your room. So, you know, when you read into this stuff, because of our nut bar brains, I'm speaking for myself, a lot of audiophiles are the same anyways, perfectionists. You know, the seed of doubt can get planted, okay? And all of a sudden, you find yourself sitting in your listening room and you're focusing on those negative things that were said, and you actually start to believe it. I'd be very curious to see what people say on the comments if I've hit the nail on the head once again here. It's easy to buy into that stuff. Oh no, he's right. He's right. Now your enjoyment's been taken away because of someone else's opinion, right? Like, I know that I used to care. Now I just trust what I hear and what I feel in my room, regardless of what somebody else says. That some people can be like that right away, right out of the gate, and others, it takes time to trust their own intuition, their own feelings about what they own, and you know, how it makes them content in their room. But I just think, you know, these seeds of doubt, they are real, you know. They are real. That's why sometimes, like I say, to do this safely without stress is just to go on a journey on the used market and start to educate yourself about components, about different brands, yourself. You know, hands-on experiences, which is what I got over decades. I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of components come in. Some bought out of compulsion. Some bought out because I really wanted it. Some I bought that I didn't even need it. You know, compulsive purchases. Trying to make myself feel good inside by buying something. We're all guilty of it. It's called materialism. So, you know, I try not to, I don't even read anyway. I can read, but I'm just not, I don't read, right? I'd rather visually watch something, right? But a lot of people, you know, I see even in the forums, they're starting topics about a component they bought because clearly their own insecurities are wanting people to come on and just say how good that is, or they're asking what their experience with it is. Who cares? Who cares, man? All that matters is what you think about it, right? Don't let someone else's opinion, you know, toxify your thought about what you bought, because it's real, guys. It is. It's a true thing that's happening out there. And don't let it spoil the party. That's for sure. But I see it time and time again. Oh, I just bought this, and it's the greatest thing I've ever owned. And it's doing all this stuff. Like, why even post that? What is the real reason why you're posting that on a forum? Because you're setting yourself up for, you know, for failure. Someone's going to come on there and say, oh, that wasn't my finding. You know, when I used to do the videos about these kinky and certain brands that are out in the market, how bad I thought about them, it raised the backs of a lot of owners, and it shouldn't. It should not. You shouldn't care what I think about certain products. I mean, these were immediate things that I felt right away upon bringing this stuff in, that it just was anemic in the base. There was no extension. I mean, rated to what it says on the white papers, which you got to beware of that too. The specs, they don't matter. They ain't worth nothing. You have to experience it in your room. You can't, okay, it's 200 watts per channel. That means it's going to have lots of slam and lots of bass. No, it isn't. You don't know that until it comes. You don't know how it was tuned. You don't even know if it's a real high current amplifier, right? So we have to be very wary of what we read, if we read at all, or watch on YouTube, because, you know, I don't want to plant seeds of doubt in anybody. It's just, I talk about what I experienced, that's all. I don't want you to believe what I say until you experience it yourself, right? There's thousands and thousands and thousands of products up there. It's a very confusing hobby to be in, you know, especially in this Chinese DAC market. There's a new one every month, and I'm very sorry for people that are caught up in that, thinking that they're getting better, because they're not, man. Guys, the best DAC builders are using chips that are decades old. I mean, Bel Canto works with the Burr Brown. It's a certain number, I forget what it is now, but they've been working with that for almost 2 decades. The same DAC chip, guys. The PCM, I forget what it's called, 1741, I believe. And lots are still working with the Philips Crown DACs. So if you think that you're getting caught up in that whirlwind of the new DAC chips that are coming out, they're just reinventing the wheel, man. A lot of these flagship DAC companies are using older chips and refining them, right? It's like, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. So anyways, guys, avoid allowing other opinions to affect your own of what you're experiencing. Just trust your own ears, enjoy what you have, and it'll serve you well, right? And if you want to experiment, just go on the used market and start buying and selling and learning the market. And you can have fun and not lose money, right? Whistling in the dark and just buying something because of what's being said online it's not going to serve you well in this hobby. It's not. And more money isn't better either. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. So it's no guarantee. It's a very risky way to play. So anyways, once again, like and subscribe. Thanks so much for supporting my channel. I mean, I'm full of info. I just want to share to the world. So Shrink loves you. Take care. Have a great weekend.